the beginning. I mean, look at that picture. Just look at that picture. Hello, lovely humans. This is Riki from rikilikemagic, and Shibby says hi. Immediate plug. I have new Patreon tiers, and it's the first time I've ever added new tiers to my Patreon. So I'm releasing one extra video a month for one of my tiers. I'm offering tutorials for one of my tiers, and I am teaching private dance classes online or in real life if you are in Ireland as one of my tiers as well. So have a look, it would mean the world to me. My tiers are related to my latest dance film, which I made with my youth dance company To Magic Shop by BTS. Please check it out, give it all of the love, share it, tag BTS. You never know. One of my tiers is a behind the scenes chat about that dance film. That's the first video coming out on a tier. And then another one is a tutorial where I teach my original choreography from this dance film. So give it a like. Thanks. Loona Cherry Bomb dance cover. This was voted for by my patrons. I am so excited to talk about this because it is ridiculously cool. I have to chat about even the choreography. I know it's not a Loona choreography, but just the choreography is insane. I'll be chatting about how women do this dance because it gives a completely different feel, and I'm just so excited to talk about it. But first, for new visitors, this is a dance and mental health channel where I talk about dances, I make dance work, and I talk about life. I consider myself a defender of joy, and I hope this channel reflects that. I pause a lot and I talk a lot because you guys know this already. This is not a reaction channel. Copyright is a very strange beast, so most of the time I do not get paid for these videos, so becoming a patron and helping me and supporting this channel in that way would sincerely help me. I don't take requests from the comments down below. I take requests from my patrons. Please keep the comments a nice, lovely area for circle time where you discuss and articulate dance and give space for your experience on what you see and what you like and what you don't like. That's really what circle time is about, and not shouting at me to watch random stuff. So let's get started. Okay, it's class. It's just so class. I'm probably going to talk about this a lot. I love how differently this choreography looks on Loona's dancers' bodies, Loona's group members' bodies. I think I'll be referring to that a lot because I've actually, in watching this video, done back and forth between the original choreography and Loona, and just why are they so different? Why are they so different? And maybe this is something we can chat about in circle time because it almost sometimes doesn't look like the same choreography, but they're doing it so beautifully and correctly, the two of them. I don't know, I'm just so enthralled with this dance. So let's just start and then we can get into it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lovely logo, lovely logo. Again, no talking again. Okay, this is going to be a weird one for me because I don't normally watch covers of other things. So this is not a who is better at this dance video. We're saying that immediately. However, it's very difficult to speak about this dance without referencing the original, which I've had to watch because I need to know the context in which this dance is being danced. So there is no right or wrong or better or not better. This is actually just an extremely high-end, proficient, amazing dance cover that it's almost turning into its own beast and its own dance, which I think is just why I'm a little bit obsessed with this dance. It's now a different entity, even though it comes from the original, obviously, something that wasn't made for them and for their bodies, but they've done it so well that it's turned into its own thing. And I think that's what a cover, like the best covers that we all love out there does, is that it becomes its own thing that exists on its own. So yeah, in saying that, I prefer this to the original. I've been watching this over and over again, trying to figure out why I prefer this to the original. And if you're with me on just like that you prefer to the original, tell me why, because I still can't figure out why I prefer this to the original. Oh, listen, that's probably going to be the thread throughout the whole video, is just me trying to figure out why I prefer this to the original, because the original is so insanely good. I don't know. Okay, so let's get started with actually talking about this dance. The beginning, I mean, look at that picture. Just look at that picture. The kind of confidence or just the stoicism, there's this kind of frisson in the air. Like lots of tension in the air. Just in that one screenshot, they're kind of not here to play, and you can immediately tell that before they even start moving. So that already in itself is a skill and a talent in performance. And then, I'm sorry, I still don't know any of their names, and they're all wearing very similar clothes. Okay, this is going to take some creativity. Lime String Lady. She's got strings on her pants, and that's what I'm calling her. Lime String Lady is insanely good at this beginning, at this kind of grabbing the attention of the camera and like all the little gestures and stuff. It's fab. Yeah, we have to talk about the choreography as well, because it's amazing. I love how it's so silent and they're doing all of these all of these movements to silence, but it's so then it marks music that isn't there, and it marks a beat. So it feels like it's building to something that you can't hear yet. Oh, it's so good. And they do it so well, all of them. Just the clarity of it is insane. And I kind of, because I hate dancing with my hair down. It's actually one of the reasons why my hair is so short, because I can dance with it down and it doesn't bother me. So the fact that you hair everywhere. What I really appreciate in this dance is they don't try and push their hair back all the time. You can tell they have moments in the choreography where they put their hair away. That makes sense and that works, and it's not bothersome. Whereas like here, even in the screenshot, they're just like they let it be messy, and I personally think it adds to the whole vibe of the dance. Let's continue. This choreography, like, so pleasant. So I love this section with the elbows and the fists. They're swinging from side to side. Personally, what I love is the suspension, like that you don't see them hurrying or being too slow. There's this perfect filling of the music between each beat that I find so satisfying. And then moving forward into the, like, I love how it comes from the back. It's a very, very different movement quality, which means it shows the music in a different light, even though the music has stayed similarly the same. So the swinging and then the shum coming from the back, and it's like she picks up people as they go, is phenomenal. And then I love how this girl who started, don't know her name, this girl who started, who moves forward, jumps down on a bass for the next phrase of the music and just drops her whole body. I don't know, I just love the shape her legs are in, and she just kind of collapses over and punches down. There's such strength in this dance by these women that, in my experience, I don't watch a lot of female K-pop, but in my experience I don't see a lot of. And just the hunger and like proficiency, the competency, and how they can actually do all of the hard stuff that is asked of them. So good. Oh, I'm just picking them up. Boom, ha, boom, ha, drop. Obsessed. Okay. Oh, there's so much. Like, This is going to be a lot of just compliments of the actual choreography as well, because the music is just... But I love the... Okay, I've watched this side by side as well. There's a video where you can watch the cover and the original side by side, and it's so different even though it's the same dance. And I don't know, maybe I'm biased because I am a woman, but like the fact that there's a softness in their bodies that's inherent, you know, that they can't get away from, and yet they're still doing these hard hitting and then cheeky, like in your face kind of movements. Maybe this is what I like about it, that there's this kind of much richer palette of stuff happening. Literally, this is just going to be me this video is just going to be me trying to figure out why I love this dance so much. Like the dropping all of this like power, they're not afraid to kind of go to that, you know, kind of explosive place. Yes, they're not afraid to go to that explosive moments in the choreography, which is just a joy. Then this lady, okay, what name are we going to give her? Because they're all wearing the same thing. But this lady is... She's my favorite. She's my favorite in this dance. I want to be her. I want to be just like her. She's just this little ball of cool. Just so cool. And you can tell she's like really passionate about the choreography, and you can tell she's really, this is kind of her space that she likes to be in and she likes to play in, this kind of way of performing. She is an absolute joy to watch, and she's my favorite. So what should we call her? My favorite? Let's call her my favorite. You have to say it in that voice as well. My favorite. So she comes forward and all the gestures and stuff is just class. There's this moment, tiny moment, that maybe she didn't know she was even doing on purpose. But when they start the wave, which I love choreographically, they start the wave. She starts the wave with her hand, and then for a second keeps her hand kind of here while she's doing the wave, and then it drops. And I love that. I love it because it's kind of like this throwaway moment where she's just like, I don't know, it's like she's just having a chat with her friends and her hand is just hanging there while she does this extremely cool dance and just like floors you with her amazingness. And she's like, boom, ta, 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 like, ah! I can't do it because I'm not her, but I love that. I love it. Here, yeah, just there for a second. Another thing I love about this dance is the hands. These female hands are very different to the male hands I'm kind of obsessed with Korean hands in these videos because they move completely differently to Western dancer hands that I'm used to watching. I'm such a nerd. No, these hands are so different to NCT 127 hands. I don't know how to say their name. Which again for me gives the dance a whole feel. I'll mention the hands later on as well. It comes up throughout the dance. Yeah, like it's kind of because our hands are extremely dexterous and we also use them as a form of communication. So because their hands are so different in this dance to the NCT dance, it says something different. Something different is said because their hands are slightly different as well. Lime string lady killing it as well. I like she goes really well with the music. Da, 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 da. They're really musical in this dance as well. Like it's not just about learning choreography when you're doing a cover, it's about learning what the original's relationship to the music was so that you can modify that or amplify that or find your own relationship with the music by being inspired with the original. So there's this lovely sense of musicality in this whole dance. And then I love when she steps out after the shoulder thing. She doesn't just step out. She steps out into almost that whole thing that they do later on. And you can't see my feet. That whole thing where they do later on where their like legs are super, super wide apart. She steps so wide out. It feels like she does it on purpose or something when I watch her. And so there's this gorgeous aesthetic. Almost like it's a dominance thing, that moment. I really like it. I'll show you what I mean. Here, step. And it's like she steps and then scoots a little bit further out. Oh, stop, like, stop it. See that really wide stance. Ah, this Blondie. I love her as well. She comes forward and she's just kind of this ball of lovely energy. It's very, very different. And for some reason, I love how she finishes her phrase and then I'm still watching her and she goes down. She's like, there's something, I don't know what it is. I love that. This is another thing. This dance is filmed completely differently to the original dance in the dance practice. So they keep the bodies on a wide shot much more in this cover than the original, and I quite like that. That's a personal preference in comparison to the other one where they're kind of, the camera's moving in and out and just following all these members all the time, so you don't actually see the dances clearly, which is fine because they've decided to follow kind of performance and like camera relationship in that original than this. But I really like the way this is filmed, is that things are very clear and you know what's happening at all times, but there's some nice camera work happening. It's just kind of minimal compared to the other one. So this camera work, I really like that it follows, but then in the original, you don't see the singer come down to do this. Like you don't know that other people are doing this around them. So I really like how she comes through and then she's like, yes. Fab. Just choreographically, I love that section of going across. This is super dance nerd moment. The dancers in NCT, when they're doing this across, they hit that snare. So every time they change their arms and things, they hit that snare so much sharper than Loona. It's really aggressive the way they do it. Whereas in this dance cover, I know just when they're about to move, because they do this little, so say if they're in a position and they're moving, they do this little so you can see them the split second before they change movement. And for some reason I prefer that. Like, it doesn't mean either is better technically or not, it's just a totally different movement quality choice. So I feel it hits harder for some reason, which is strange because technically NCT would be hitting it harder because it's like da, da, da. Like they're doing very soft feet and then it's like da, 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 da. But for some reason I prefer this. Maybe it's the clarity of their arms, like you can see the shapes that they're making better anyway when they hit that snare. Let me know what you think in circle time and if I'm spouting absolute rubbish. I just prefer it like this and I don't know why. I kind of like the breath in it. I mean, my movement biases are, I totally have movement biases, as we all do. So I prefer a certain way of moving over another way. And that's completely fine. That's why there's circle time. That's why we are having these conversations. So yeah, I just really like the way they change in this one personally. And then it goes into shoop, and it's edited. And I didn't realize it was edited for ages because I'm so silly. I didn't realize they took sections of NCT's Cherry Bomb and then made it kind of a mini cover, because I thought I was going crazy when I watched the original and I was like, that wasn't in Loona's one. I didn't see Loona do that. Is this the same dance? So it's edited, which I think is really interesting. And what I love is that they still took the hardest parts of the dance. It's not like they're taking the easiest parts of the dance and editing those together. It's like they took such hard parts of the dance and basically, I think, mainly took out the verses. So let's continue. Yes. Yeah. Oh, stop it. Okay, let's go back. So, I mean, not much to say. This is a slower moment, a lot of unison, really, really nice stuff. suits the music really well. They're all dancing lovely together. It gives you a little bit of respite from all the stuff that they were doing beforehand. Nothing dips. The energy doesn't dip. For some reason, I love this bit where they all bend over and do the little foot leggy thing. I think it's really funny, personally, because it's like they've been, I don't know, super cool, and then it's like, I don't know, for me it's like they're little goblins or something going off somewhere. Here. Hey. Nice. Hair. That was an acceptable hair moment to get the hair out of the face because she had to look at the camera and then go off. Acceptable hair moment. Now. Oh, I love this bit. And my favorite is back. Ooh, cool screenshot. Let's go. No. I love when this comes back and it's to very clear beats. Tick, 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 boom, tick, tack, tick, tack. It's so good because you remember it because it was one of the first things you saw. Then you see it again, and this time it's supported by music, and it's just like, I love that she's in the center. I think she's amazing. There's this other part where they go towards their right, so the left of the screen. She comes and does a twist and makes this really lovely shape that I like, and then just hits her hand. I really like all this section. Here, this. So she just steps across her body and then twists, and suddenly it's a totally different shape. And then this tick, 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 tick. I watched the original and it's like they're chopping in the original, but they do something different. But it's hard to catch what their hands are doing. It feels different, and again, I like it. Boom, ta, chumba, ta, 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 ta. I love it! I'm the biggest hit, I'm the biggest hit on the stage. Hey, class. Yeah, and then like she finished, tuck, 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 boom, tuck, 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 and then step, tuck, 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 and then the head just looks so cool. It continues, and then I just love her ending to look. I think she does it better than the original. I don't know, maybe it's the hair, but she just does it so well. There's a spin, she finishes, and that camera movement as well, actually, I will say that camera movement is top notch. Like the way it comes in and up just makes it all like lift. It's class. And I'm the biggest hit, I'm the biggest hit on the stage. I'm the biggest hit. It's like, again here, this hand movement looks different to the original. And it's like they've just gone, okay, how can we do this? How can we do this dance to a point that makes us look good, not completely replicating the original, and so then losing a unique voice that we've already garnered and we've already cultivated ourselves. I think maybe that's why I prefer this, is because it's so artfully done or skillfully done. Like, yes, we're going to learn all the hard stuff, but then it's going to actually turn into almost like a Loona dance in its own way. And then to point out, I think it's interesting that there's another edit. So the camera comes up and then it's an edit to here. So I would wonder how many takes they did of this, and did they put all their favorite ones like together? It's a nice kind of cool down moment. I love it. Like this is kind of a cool down section. Like the dance doesn't repeat, does it? Like there's always a different motif happening. It's a really difficult dance. Yeah, there's like all these different moments for some of the members. I really, really like that we're doing the jumps and stuff. Ta-da, boom. And then they have a gun shape here. And then the entire room pops, like their knees and their whole body. And there's like a little shake that happens. So satisfying. And then pink-haired lady, I love how she comes forward. She's doing her gestures. And then the way she does bomb, I love. It's like she's coming through a wall or something. Or paper. Paper wall. It's class. Ah! Again. Yeah! Hey! Oh, this is different. Is she's not Lime String Lady. I thought she was Lime String Lady. Yes! I can do that thing that goes down to the floor. It is scary. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of like, okay, pick a part on your back that you're not gonna hurt. So you have to like aim. You have to like keep your pelvis up really high. Not high, obviously, but you're like trying to keep it stable and in the same line. And then to drop on your upper back first. It's really difficult, and it must have been like when you're first doing it, you're like, ah! So class. And then she comes and does the little B-boy twisty leg thing. B-girl twisty leg thing. Let's watch it again. Some repetition, which is great. Yeah. Another hair moment, but she didn't need it. This is my favorite part. Ah! Because I assume I'm right in saying that Loona has more members than NCT. So the fact that you see like so many women doing the okay, goodbye, see you later, doing the wide leg thing is class. It just looks so powerful. It looks supernatural or not quite real or a little bit impossible. And then that music, na na na, it's like teasing you, making fun of you, like you can't do this, you can't be me, and it's just like it's so cool. One last watch. Yeah. I love what she's doing as well during that, the walking out, the gestures. They're all so in their gestures. They're not pulling back from like, I'm not cool enough to do that. Because like if I saw an NCT dance, I was like, okay, I have to do that. All of the self-doubt would creep in. And all of these women are just like, but like they feel like they know what they're capable of and how if they allowed themselves to come out through the choreography, they're going to be just as cool or just as impressive in their own right as the original. And so I love her gestures. Class. And that ending is the same as that beginning. Like that's what I said in my Loona butterfly video as well, is that like they just look at the camera, all of them, and you're like, stop looking at me, stop looking into my soul. So powerful. They're fab. And we're done. We're done. That was so much fun. Thanks so much, patrons, for picking that one. Now it's circle time. What did you like? What did you not like? What did you agree with? What did you not agree with? Be kind and have fun and just let me know what you think and see. Just have the crack, because dance is the crack, isn't it? Like it's supposed to be class and fun. And consider becoming a patron. Consider having a look at my Patreon. Help artists like me make a living where we don't have to beg for lots of money. Think about watching my Dance Film Magic shop as well, and I hope you enjoy it. So if you enjoy this video, you can like, you can subscribe, you can ring the little bell that gives you all the notifications, you can share it with your friends, and you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Remember, you are who you choose to be, and you are part of something bigger and deeper than yourself. And Shippy says bye. Okay, goodbye. See you later.